Hi, and welcome to my channel. In this video I will be explaining a little bit my new character for clearing Blight-Ravaged maps, which is Fulcrum Chieftain, right? So it's actually not Righteous Fire Chieftain because at some point I dropped it because I didn't see a lot of value of it besides draining your HP. But you can, let's say, you can still use it. We have slots for that. I will explain why I have unlinked slots in my Fulcrum because I basically have this new rune draft. I was testing it. It's POB says it's kind of decent. It's kind of decent damage. So it's like 7% for 1 point. I think comparing to even burning damage multiplier, which is like 4%, you get like twice as much value for a single point on a tree. And I have two versions. This one is which I really enjoyed, and there is basically nothing special. And there is this version where I actually try out some stuff. I'm not sure if that's really better or it's just, I would say it's different. Yeah, we lose some, we gain some. DPS is a little bit higher, but still it's still same. Oh, and well, I'm not sure how are we with the dot cap and stuff on this build. I think it's this version is more focused on let's say quality of life than this, and this is just cheaper and easier to get. So let's talk about maybe the first version, right? Because if you league start, and I think this will be let's say sort of league starting guide for next league. I might create a new video, but I might use this POB by the end of the league to let's say show how to start with it, so we can go through this as well. Of course, we take those first notes because those two are quite useful. This one gives us 5% of movement speed. So for this build, I also took Caitlyn instead of killing bandits. So I've got 8% of movement speed. I think it's something we can't really get cheap, and it's much better than having more points on the tree, I think, because we need to go fast, and I'm not sure if we can stick in haste yet. I think haste is probably good for this build, but I would still, let's say, try without it early on. Maybe put it in when you have Enlighten and try to squeeze in 4 auras. I'm not sure how we would generate endurance charges, but if we could allocate charisma to get more reservation and stick 4 auras, malevolence, haste, determination, and purity of fire, that would be really good. But maybe I can work on this, and I will know how to do it in relatively small budget. So this one is just flat HP. Then we have some ignite duration here. Because how the build works, we basically apply, we kill some monsters. We have our Ascendancy node that we have 5% chance to explode that monster. That will apply ignite, and Fulcrum will reflect this ignite back to us. So basically we are running around with invisible, let's say, area of effect. Like, right, you can imagine, yeah, when it was Righteous Fire, you could think it's like the damage comes from Righteous Fire, but I will show you in a second. It's basically invisible. You just you're just on fire and flaming everything around you. So yeah, so that's how the build works. So we reflect this with Fulcrum. So yeah, increasing. Sorry, this is not the budget. This is the early version. So we are increasing the ignite duration on enemies, which is also increasing the time for us. I think there is a sweet spot for ignite duration because too much, I think it's diluting our damage. But let's see if that changes. But in POB I couldn't see it, but it felt like if I overextended this because I went all in for ignite duration, I felt like the damage might be less. But here damage per ignite is like 728. If we select, it's 580. So it's yeah. So actually damage per second remains. So yeah. So this is kind of good. I'd say this lets us, let's say, travel from point A to B, but at certain point you will sustain your ignite. So I think there's a sweet spot where you don't necessarily need to invest Atlas points in it anymore. But it's a good source. It's like 50% in 2 slots. Our armor gives up to 75. So I think that's pretty decent. Especially it's for free on a tree. Then I have some waste here because we don't really use those nodes at all. Maybe it could be we could do something about it and try to get the reservation efficiency from like enlighten or even maybe we could stick with like helmet and you know searching exarch. I don't remember, but one of the implicits on helmet to save some mana. So this is not optimal, but it was, let's say, a fast solution to get third aura on. So that was really good. Then those nodes are quite defensive, and as you look on this comparison, yeah, this is a budget version, but it has similar tankiness to the more expensive one. I guess, yeah, those nodes are cheap and straightforward. They make a difference together with those. So yeah, we need a little bit of defenses. Right here we need some corrupted blood immunity, which we can get from a jewel, but early on getting a nice, let's say, base jewel with immunity to corrupted blood implicit, it's not, let's say, reliable. This way we are quite good. So we just get some max race from here. We get some live regeneration. So even though we don't have righteous fire, this keeps us, let's say, alive, and this is good because we don't need to press life flask. So you just have one less button to click, and that's really comfortable when you're farming ravaged maps. You have to click a lot when picking up the loot, so that's one less click is always nice. And here it's also no-brainer who gets AoE. AoE is very important, not because, yeah, we need this for fire trap, and I don't think we can increase the AoE from Fan the Flames, right? So yeah, I forgot to mention about that when I explained Fulcrum. So we reflect ignite back to us, and then Fan the Flames ignites everyone with the ignite we have. So it's let's say carry the flame build where you basically run and need to touch every monster, right? And it's really that simple. And I will showcase this build in a second anyway. So I hope that's enough. But I have also uploaded like 1 hour of gameplay, which should give you. I will link this in the description, which should give you more information on how to play Ravaged maps. And I'm still learning because this build is being played different than everything else I played so far. So here we get some AoE, here we get some chance to ignite. We could also get chance to ignite with tattoos. I think they should be cheap early on, like 5C each. So if you don't have 100% in your POB for ignite like me, like at 98, this is because I had lower rolled flask, and we basically have 100% uptime of our flasks. But with this flask mode, you are able, and just 3 points, you are able to get 100% chance to ignite. So, but if you want to use different flask or something, then you can get this as a tattoo, or maybe you want to drop those nodes and go for cluster jewels. Same. Then yeah, here we get another chance to shock and ignite. I mean, we don't need shock obviously, but We get some ally damage, and we go here taking some mana reservation, taking this and this and this. So I think at this point this is kind of optional. I've also included some rune grafts, but those are very optional. I mean, I'd still use this one because this looks really good. Like if you get crit, your damage is lowered, you recoup some life. Together with those recoup nodes, you get a little bit of life back, making you more tanky, right? And dying is basically losing time, so we want to avoid it at all costs. And then going for fire nodes. So this works with the ignite, but I think the biggest, let's say, the biggest upside versus my second version where I tried with dot multi is that yeah, this also gives the fire trap explosion more damage, more than the dot multi, because fire trap also leaves like burning ground. That also works with dot multi, but I remember this was pretty good with let's say I saw the difference when placing fire traps after I dropped it. Cool. Yeah, here we go for dot multi, and as long as I had Righteous Fire, I took this node. But honestly, you can either take more dot multi or increase duration of your ignites, right? So I think both ways are really good. The duration is when your character moves slower, because you will have to travel from pack of monster to pack of monster within a given time, so that your ignite doesn't expire. But dot multi is like the ignite will be stronger, but there is always this dot cap. So yeah, it's just certain level, certain ceiling of damage we can reach, and investing further in dot multi would not give us a lot. So okay, I think that's basically it. Regarding items, it's like I said, Fulcrum. It was very cheap. Cloak of Flame, you basically make it 5 link, corrupt, apply tainted fusing, try to get 6 link. I burned 2 armors like that, and third one worked, but I still paid like 300 C for everything. So yeah, so I'd say in 3 divines you can get this early in the league, but don't worry, this build should work with 4 link fire trap, because fire trap is only used to basically pop up your first let's say explosion, right? With your Hinekora, that's Fury, right? So that's basically it. You pop it once. Maybe you need to pop it twice when your ignite expires. If you fuck up, or you just, I don't know, want to build some towers for safety, and you take a bigger stop. But that's basically it. Then we have Immortal Flesh. This was great with Righteous Fire. It was very cheap, but I still think this is we could put here something else, and like a Stygian Wise, and then with Stygian Wise we could I don't know, get some phasing, get some further to multi. I don't know. There are a few options, right? But this is very cheap, so I stick with it. I don't see much upside of paying more for Stygian Wise and seeking for some Abyss Jewels, or I don't know. Then we have this flask. It's additional block, but I was basically testing if we go block, it will be better, but without reduced block and stun recharge, the block doesn't seem reliable, so it's not a good layer of defense. So it can be just regular granite flask, right? With increased armor during flask effect. And I think then we have Alchemist Quicksilver Flask, or it can be better. It was just the one I found. It's simply and straightforward. We want increased duration of ignite, and I use a sulfur flask, but I don't know, whatever you want. So, but I think this is quite good, like 7% of our ignite damage. So yeah, I think it makes sense. What else? Yeah, we have Fan the Flames. This is basically just it. I will show in a second build right now what are the changes and differences. So yeah, like I said, oh, maybe I should talk about skills, but that will be the same on two builds. So we have Malevolence, Purity, Fire, Termination as our auras. In this version, I had Fire Trap and Righteous Fire on 2 slot, and Flame Golem for AoE and increased damage. Then we had Blood Rage to generate frenzy charges, but honestly, I didn't care much about pressing it. Maybe like setting it up with automation or something. I don't know if it even works with that. But I'm just tired of pressing buttons. So the less you have to press, the better for me. So I chose this playstyle, even if it's maybe not optimal. So in this build, maybe when we speak about skills, I will talk about a little bit enhanced version. So I added Immortal Call with cast when damage taken with Withering Stab. Withering Stab gives us elusive effect, and that's give us basically phasing and some maybe as a layer of utility. Immortal Call is let's say a defensive skill, so it makes all the sense to put it on cast when damage taken. We have Flame Golem, and I added flammability because punishment is good if you want to finish bosses. So if you, let's say, apply ignite on a big boss, then you wait until it's half let's say HP. But flammability is good if you want to kill, let's say, start the chain reaction and kill your first minions with traps, right? Because it reduces the fire resistance, and we don't have a lot of let's say cheap way to, let's say, penetrate fire res with our ignite. So I think this is really straightforward. We have a lot of slots, so you just have 2 different curses, and you decide which one to apply. What else? Yeah, this stays basically the same, so there's not much. Regarding items, yeah, this is where I changed a little bit. So I was seeking for some unique boots and clothes. So those are 1 chaos, and they give you rampage. They regenerate your life. What else? I bought like those corrupted implicits for 1 chaos, and I think this is a good deal. Rampage is good because we sustain 1000 stacks. So yeah, I think that's really cool. I'm not sure if I selected this. If we even have ability, yeah. Maybe we will see. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah. So I don't see that this really gives us a lot of ignite damage for some reason, but it gives us a movement speed, increased movement speed. If you see now, it gives us like 50, and this is the main reason I think we go for rampage, so that it's like a workaround for missing haste in this build. Possibly you could get something else if you have haste, but yeah, rampage is okay, I think, for basically no cost, and we don't need a lot of attributes. We just need life. We need maybe fire res if you want regen, but without righteous fire it's not that necessary. Then basically we need movement speed, we need chaos resistance, we need dexterity, strength is just more HP. So yeah, those are the stats we want. Then we want fire damage, we want of course damage, we want dot multi, whatever, but yeah, again, this also has some limits. So Then I went for polaric devastation, the element increased elemental damage, added fire res, increased duration of ailments, and the only, but that's just something we could also, let's say, get with something else, or yeah, or it's not that relevant. But the main reason we get this is to covering enemies in Ash, and if you see in POB, that gives us, I mean, that makes the monsters to take more 20% more fire damage taken, and to move slower. So yeah, if that's any helpful for Ravaged maps, that's basically it. Again, in this build, I had just a cheap ass amethyst ring and ruby ring, so that's definitely enough. If it's better, I don't know, maybe slightly, but it's not like day and night. So everything else is basically the same, except that we have now clustered jewels, and I'm not 100% sure if those are the, let's say, final ones, but I've put in the Fullborn Fire Song, which I'm not sure if will remain after this league. I really doubt it, but it increases the ignite duration by 40%. So it's, I think it's 1 point. I think we can check this as well on Kill Exploders. So we have 13 seconds. Does it tell us already? Yeah, no, it doesn't tell us. So I need to uncheck it. So we had yeah, 12 seconds, and if we enable this, we have so it's 1.5 seconds per jewel, right? So that's how we can very cheaply get rid of those nodes. So this is like exchangeable, right? So if you have a better jewel to put in here for 1 point, maybe it's worth to get this point and put something else in here. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. I will just satisfy with 25% increased duration, unless I decide that going max, because like POB shows the ignite damage grows with duration, but I'm not sure if that's really applicable to us, because it's single ignite, and when we blow a pack of monsters, I mean, I'm not sure if that's really something we have to invest. Everything basically disappears in fraction of seconds, and even the POB shows, okay, this is like 10% more damage, but is it really helping us to clear maps faster and more reliable? I'm not 100% sure. I think AOE is better, because when we pop up things, then we get let's say bigger explosions, and the monsters, let's say you kill monsters faster, and killing monsters faster means you can, let's say, shorten the time you need to clear maps. So yeah, we got rid of those nodes, and we've got those cluster jewels. We definitely need one Fund Flames, and then this is again increasing duration of our ignite, increasing damage over time. And here we have increased damage over time, increased flask charges gained, so that we have better flask uptime, but we still have kind of good flask uptime, and then again damage over time and increased ignite duration. So I'm not sure if I'm not gonna take Assert Dominance, which gives you 25% more AOE if you killed recently. Maybe, but maybe some kind of megalomaniac in here. I'm not sure if I want to create early version league with large cluster jewels. So I think for this moment, this is what it is. It's not optimal, but it's cheap. So yeah, I think that's a compromise we need to make. We lose some power, but we don't pay for it, or we don't expect that new players get some of it. I'm not sure why I don't have why I can't see my bloodline ascendancy, but did I hide it? Come on. It was somewhere in here. maybe I can show it in the it was in the game here, sorry. I thought in POB it's in the same place, maybe it's not. So I took those notes because our Ascendancy basically, I mean, the best points would be those, but this requires you to be stationary. I don't really like to be stationary, and 10% increase fire damage, sure, yeah, that's good. But I think 8% of HP, and because we have both Ashgraft and Ulgraft, we get reduced physical damage taken and less fire damage taken. And we get physical damage as fire, which means basically we get a lot. Let's say this is a good defense layer basically for free this league. Next league probably those nodes, unless they make some changes to Ascendancies. So I think that's enough me talking. Let's now go to map and play it. So this build works with every modifier. If you have elemental reflect, the fire trap deals shitty damage, and you have a lot of regenerations. So that's basically safe. If we cannot regenerate HP, we do this on kill, so we basically need to keep killing. So what I like to do, now I've started shooting because I'm talking and I'm not focused, but normally I let some monsters to group, because the better the explosion, the more ignite you have, and then you sustain the ignite. So it's like, it's not worth to try to kill two monsters, but yeah, I already like killed, and my graphs are killing some monsters, but it doesn't matter. What we want to do at this point, we want to build some, let's say, freezing towers, maybe another one here, because yeah, sometimes you just forget, let's say, protecting the tower, and yeah, and some monsters leak, and it's not good. So basically now we started chain reaction. As you can see, I'm not pressing anything besides my left mouse button. That's something you could possibly sustain until end of the map, but there is a chance at this budget that you will get shot. There are some good improvements, but they require like you know, this Defiance amulet. It's like, I don't know, 20 div now. Early on it was like 13. So that's nope. We could get more reliable explosions with Oria's End, but then you reflect it. Let's say it applies random elemental damage on kill with the explosion, based on monsters' health, which of course you have 200% more life in Ravaged maps. However, the problem I have with it is that it reflects freeze, so you'd have to use like anti-freeze boots for it and patent device for it. I'm not sure this build works without it, so I think putting and losing like flask slot, it's not a really good idea. So as you can see, yeah, the monsters try to get in. They have some haste, or I don't know, they are really fast in this map. I'm not sure which mods. I think they have increased movement speed mod. Yeah, are they? Do they? Yeah, 46% increased movement speed. So yeah, that's the case. So for this reason, movement speed from Rampage, which I mentioned, is really nice. And you can also see how much ignite is left on you here. We have like 14 seconds, which was also matching our POB. So we will just load them up now. But as you can see, this is very chill gameplay. It's less clicks than cremation. It, let's say, performs better than from the, let's say, FPS side. it performs much better because we don't explode such large amounts of monsters in the same time. We applied ignite, and yeah, they sometimes they die, but they are not like exploded in the same very moment on the server. So I don't know, this just works better for me. Or GGG really fixed the game this league, and well, it's now okay. So that was it. Of course, we have now ability to open chests. So we've got a few points back on our tree. That's really nice. Thanks for that. And what else? And I will be probably working on some further improvements. However, like I said, I'm mostly focused on quality of life. So I think at this point, like movement speed, maybe AOE, but I think this is really it. This build works. Without the Defiance Amulet, you might die based on, you know, some crazy combination of modifiers and types of monsters, like this shotgun. You know, when you spawn lane with those fire shotgun, I call this shotgun fire shotgun monsters, where they literally spit out some fireballs, and if you get hit, you get stunned, and well, you can die, right? Your life regeneration is not enough, and yeah, you could probably also get more chaos resistance, but yeah, I think it's totally fine. So thanks for watching and stay tuned. I think I can also show you the spreadsheet. So there's a new spreadsheet for this league. Golden oil strat basically circles around 14 divine. However, because in 3.26 we've got currency market, the POE prices, which are fetched to tools like Wealthy Exile or Exilence Next, are no longer matching what we get in Faustus currency market. For this reason, I created 2 more startups where I try to set some prices by checking what's the price. But I only do this for I deleted, but I only do this for top positions in my loot. So I first finish map. I am checking what's the biggest position in that, let's say, after 10 maps, and I'm checking real-time prices with Faustus, and I'm also checking oil prices and putting them in a cost. So this is basically what it's not, let's say, 100% sure, but I think we can agree that with a smaller positions, like, you know, when you get a 20C out of an item, the price can be lower, the price can be higher, so you break even, sort of. So it's most important that we get like 80% of our loot, or 80% of value of our loot right. Everything else can be, let's say, can be deriving from real world. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.